Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am super thrilled to be with you all today, and we have a tremendous treat lined up for you. First of all, I hope that everybody's doing well. I haven't talked to you all in a little while, so I just want to make sure you know that I love each and every one of you, and I'm so honored to be able to host this show, The Kim Jacobs Show, but it's not about me today. We have a special guest in the studio, and his name is Frederick Griffith. How are you, Frederick?
Hi, morning, Kim.
I'm so glad you're here today. Very glad, very glad. Listen, Tim ED referred you, so I'm so excited because I get to have some great referrals from some people that I absolutely adore. So glad. And I didn't even tag him. I should have tagged him. But anyway, so glad to have you here today. And everyone that's tuning in, let us know where you're visiting in from as well. We're super excited to let everyone know that we are now streaming in over 300,000 social media situations, 140 countries. We are in 350 million households. So the Kim Jacobs Show is bringing balance to the world for real, one household at a time. Thank you so much, CTR Media Network. If you haven't downloaded that app yet, make sure you do that on Roku and Amazon, Android TV, and all of those places, because we're in the self-improvement channel. So thank you so much, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey and CTR Media Network, for allowing us to stream with you all. Listen, today our special guest is Frederick Griffith, and Frederick is the founder of A New Fitness. It was born from a really deeply personal experience. I'm not going to reveal what the experience is. That's a part of his story. But I do want you to know that with him starting this, he's a senior fitness, sedentary lifestyle, and how it affects seniors expert. And we're having a conversation with him today about wellness, especially for seniors. He's also a certified personal trainer, active in the fitness industry for over 7 years, and experienced senior fitness expert, very niche market, and is for a specific reason, and an experienced entrepreneur, and he does speaking engagements. So a lot of hats that this gentleman wears. Glad to have you here, Frederick Griffith.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, it's good to be here this morning.
So glad. Listen, I wanted to make sure people know, because when you get into the fitness world, that's like a special genre, if that makes sense. So it's birthed out of something. I would love for you to just tell us, have you always been physically fit and into that in your younger years? Let's start there.
Oh, well, no. I had to look at myself in my early 20s and say, well, maybe I should be doing a little bit more physically. And that's when I lived in Houston. So I went out and I got a trainer. Her name was Katina, and she was my first trainer. And my first session going to her, I actually ate. So I remember this session is because it was very memorable. I ate some Wendy's chicken nuggets, thinking that would have been a healthy meal before my first session. And yeah, she worked me so hard, I threw them all up. So yes,
that's a takeaway. Do not eat some fast food before you work out. Don't do that.
Nothing fried. If you've never worked out before, try to go with the smoothie, something light on your stomach. That was my intro into fitness. Working on myself. So that was back in Houston. I maybe started working with her at the age of 26. And then from there, it just turned into a passion. I always had a gym phobia. And a lot of people do. A lot of people just don't know how to identify it. Back in my when I started to work with her, I started to work with her is because I didn't want to go to a gym and I didn't want to stand out,
Okay.
be someone who didn't know what they were doing, or
Oh, that's the gym phobia. We're gonna talk
yes,
about that some more. Okay, carry
yes,
on with your
yes,
story, but I
yeah.
want to hear about that gym phobia.
I didn't want to be the one to feel like that people were looking at me because I didn't know what I was doing. I was new to the gym, so it's good for me to start off with a trainer. And I slowly got out of that gym phobia, and I started to have the confidence in me going to the gym and doing what's best for me. But that took a long time to get through.
Okay, I'm interested in learning more about. I'm sure a lot of people have gym phobia. I'm going to look it up right quick because I don't know. But
Mm,
when you think about, I can only speak personally. When I go to the gym, I'm looking at the equipment, I'm reading the instructions, I'm
yeah,
trying to figure it out, and I do feel like everybody's like, "Are you going to use it or you're not going to use
yeah,
it? You know, get on the
yeah,
machine or not?" I'm like,
yeah.
"Well, I'm not going to use it and don't know how to use it, so I have to do a quick tutorial, right?"
Correct.
And so, are you saying that that's the gym phobia piece?
Well, it yes, that's tied into it too. But also too, some people are just not comfortable in that type of space where other people are comfortable at, and it takes some time, it takes some practice and consistency of going there to become comfortable in what your routine is and how you're going to work yourself out. So a lot of people will associate others with what we're doing. So if it's happy news, we want to go and share with others. But then within that happy news, some people could really take your happy news with their bad attitude. So, but by including others in that, we're always within those positions of how we put ourselves of by telling other people. So what I mean by all that is that when we go to a gym, we are surrounded by other people who are doing other things. Some people may want to chat a little bit in the gym. Some people have their music on and ignore you in the gym.
Right.
But we are around others and we are feeling how others are viewing us, if they're viewing us or not, or if they're looking at us, or if they're looking like, well, how long are you going to read that information on that equipment? Are you going to use it or not? So
Mhm.
it's just those small things that really scare people off from going to a gym from people who have never been to the gym. So that's why a lot of people, when they go to the gym, they just stick on the treadmills or the bike, something that's a little bit more familiar.
That's good. That's good. And I was actually just looking a statistic up, and according to Word Guru, this is I got this off of social media. It says that the gym industry, is worth $96.7 billion, and membership base, there are over 184 million gym members worldwide.
Hmm.
Wow, that's a lot of gym memberships worldwide.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
globally, over 205,000 gyms are operating globally. That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what you're talking about, I know I have a son that's heavily involved in the fitness industry as well. He's lost over 100 pounds
Oh
and
wow.
went on his own personal weight loss journey. I'll pull I'll pull his picture up because I'm so proud of him. He just went on
Yeah,
his
no.
this was him when he first started, and
Okay.
this is him after he lost 100
Oh
pounds.
wow. Yes, yes, that's a huge change.
That's a huge change, and
Yes.
all through diet. Actually, he hates saying diet, but because diet, I guess, is a bad word when it comes. He went through proper eating
Correct.
and proper eating and exercise and discipline. So, with
Yeah.
you, Frederick, how did your transformation happen? You said you
Um,
started in your 20s with this when you threw up your
yes,
Wendy's
like
meal.
the, my my Wendy's nuggets, yes. But from that day, from that day forward, my transformation started. I started to work with her 3 times a week. She started to slowly push me into working out on my own. That didn't happen so fast because of that phobia of people looking at me and those type of things. But um, it took it took me moving back here to New Orleans. So if you fast forward possibly 5 years after that journey, it was sort of in and out of working out after working with her because I was still in that phase of not wanting to go to the gym by myself because I was afraid of people looking at me.
Okay.
But once I moved back here to New Orleans, I was still in restaurant management. So before I started in the fitness industry, I was in restaurant management. So long hours and doing those things. So a lot of the lifestyle didn't fit where I was trying to go with fitness
Right.
either. So after I made that change and shift, I started. I was hired as a kickboxing instructor. Yeah, that was my first fitness job. I was a kickboxing instructor. I was not certified in anything because we were just teaching in a group setting, so it was only
Okay.
for fitness. It was only for fitness purposes. And then from there, that's when I truly believe my fitness journey started because I started to really take it seriously. I started to work on my own routines. I started to go to the gym by myself.
Wow.
So I started to gather that confidence from not giving up on it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. And you know what? You're like a wonderful guest, Frederick, because what you do is you actually say a point and then you pause and give me a chance to interject. I'm like, look at
Yeah.
Frederick. He's like, okay, that's a good place to just pause for a minute and let her say
Yeah.
something. I'm like, go
Yeah.
ahead. A professional guest. I'm loving it. Listen, I do want to know too in the studio audience, what is your favorite workout routine? Do you actually have a workout routine? What exercise do you enjoy doing the most? Please put it in the comment section. We'll pull it up throughout today's broadcast as well. And if you're watching a replay, please put it in. We'll still make sure we acknowledge your comments, even if it's at a later setting. Okay. I know I can say right quick, my favorite is Zumba. I enjoy Zumba
Oh,
quite a bit.
okay. Okay. No, that's good. My favorite workouts will be now just cardio based. So it could be the elliptical. Well, I really love the elliptical. And because I have really attached to the the burning aspect of it, the mind clearing on how cardio you could just move and put your music on and just burn. I
Right.
love that. But also with Zumba, that is a great burning aspect too. So put on some music and just dance.
It's
So
like, tick, 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 tick.
yeah.
I used to back in the day. I had a little skirt that had the little dangly chains on
Okay.
it. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me nothing, anything, Frederick. I would be like, "Hey, Zumba." Now I gotta get my mind right back and get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some more Zumba. I went to a class recently, and I was like, I actually love this Zumba class. It was
Yeah.
fun. I think,
Yeah.
sometimes we stray away, and when life gets busy and different things are going
Correct.
on, you're like, how am I going to infuse all of these other pieces that are the fun pieces? But really, it's not just about fun, it's about health, right?
Correct. It is. It is. It is. The main focus is that you stay consistent. So you may not always want to be there. We don't always want to work, so but we still have to go there,
Right.
and because we have responsibilities that work tie into. So once we start to tie in our health with that consistency, you'll start to see that change. It takes one day at a time. So we typically just want it to change in 30 days because we see a lot of ads and a lot of postings and a lot of getting you excited because oh we could give you a flat abs and all this in 30 days
I'll tell you what I
and
thought you got ready to say.
well I did I did I was going to say that but but
I was like,
I had to I had to suck it back in my mouth. Okay.
oh, you did like a forced edit, right?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Because
I
I was
did.
like, but why
Okay.
would I think you would get ready to say? It was like, bleep, bleep, bleep. You can't believe for so much in this like a live show. So it's like, okay, I don't have those capabilities, y'all. So if he said,
Yeah.
what are you gonna say? It would have been just saying.
Okay. Okay. I had to switch it around, but no, but that's the world that we live in, and everything could come fast. You could get rich fast. You could do a lot of things fast, and that's a lot of selling points. But in fitness, it's not a fast turnaround. You did not gain all that weight in one day or 30 days. It took years. You just didn't notice it because you were in that zone. You were in that comfort zone.
Right.
But getting out of it, it does take one day at a time.
That's good. That's really good advice. So everyone that's listening and watching today, even our audio podcast listeners too, just keep in mind that what Frederick is saying here is that it's not an overnight success situation. You're not going to get fast. I'm not going to slip and say anything wrong,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get fast abs, right?
Yes. Okay.
Fast abs. Let me stop playing before I make a mistake and slip and say something. You're like, Kim, you playing too much, right? But it's a process, and
It is.
so what I'm hearing you say is that process just takes the time that it takes,
It
and
does.
just how often do you recommend that a person would gauge their success? Would it be weekly, step on the scale, monthly, don't step on the scale ever? What's your feedback on that?
Oh, well, that scale could be your enemy. It could be your friend sometimes. And sometimes you just need to leave it where it's at and just go on to the gym and continue on with the feeling of how you feel.
Okay.
I think that that's the most important aspect of being consistent in your gym routine. Once you start to feel it, that's the first, and then you will see it. You don't have to see it in numbers of the scale. You'll see it in your jeans. You'll see how your clothes fit. People around you will see it. And I think that that's a good comfort, because if those numbers on the scale are not changing, keep in mind that could be muscle mass. So fat is turned into muscle. So as you're losing the fat, now you are gaining the muscle mass, which will entail make your numbers look bigger on the scale. So you have to keep all those things in mind. And what I would say is on your fitness journey, just go with that feeling because that feeling is amazing. You feel better mentally, physically, and you're ready to take on the world. Keep that feeling, and that consistency will follow behind it.
Mm. So in this case, a lot of times when, at least from a spiritual perspective, it's like, no, don't just be going on a feeling. Go with the facts. Read the word of God and follow the
Hmm.
word and so forth. But what you're saying is, in this case, go with the feeling because the
Yeah,
feeling is really getting you back in the proper direction that your body will follow the feeling is what I'm understanding.
correct, correct. Because a lot of the times the numbers on the scale could really beat you up. And then once you're beat up, then you're slowly moving back to the place where you're trying to get out of. So mentally, if you're overweight, you're stuck in that continuous cycle until you decide to get out that
Right.
cycle. Now, if your cycle is dependent on the end result of what a number may look like on the scale, then yeah, no, you have to find that confidence within yourself is because that's how you got here, is to think that those type of material worldly things are what is satisfying for you and what will actually uplift you mentally. So what I would say uplift us mentally is actually physically putting in the work. So you have to get out there and you have to get to the gym first.
That's
And then once you finish one workout, don't go jump on the scale. You know, plan your next workout. That's what we should be putting the time into. Planning,
good.
finding the time to plan the next workout. Now, what I would say 3 months down the line, if you want to look at the scale, yes, take a bite at it. You know, but if you're doing that every workout, if you're doing that every week,
Right.
that's really tough on you mentally because the numbers may not change. So when the numbers may not change, how are you going to beat yourself up? That's not good a part. That's not a good part of a fitness journey,
You're
a
such an
healthy part.
inspiration. And I feel better just having you here on the Kim Jacobs show today because I feel like, Kim, don't stress about any numbers. All you need to do is just go enjoy your workout, enjoy
All right.
skating. I like to skate and stuff, but one time I fell in the garage because I was practicing my skating. I said, let me
Okay.
get back. And I was like, hey, hey. And I was out in the garage by myself. And I was like, it fell back. I was like, I'm falling and I can't get up. I was screaming. I didn't have my
Hmm.
cell phone. My cell phone was on the treadmill thing. I was like, one of my sons came out. He was like, what in the world, Mom? What are you doing? Do you know I put those skates up on something and I haven't picked them back up since? As a result of I
Hmm.
fell on the concrete, Frederick.
Yeah. 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 And a lot of seniors, they're falling in their homes. And then, months down the line, people are wondering, well, why they're moving so slow up the stairs and why they're so cautious about things. Is because all it takes is one fall, and one fall will take you off that path of where you are going at with the consistency to working out. So my advice to that is that remember where you are. So, and what I mean by that is that you may have loved to skate so much in your teens and
Yeah.
early 20s and those type of things, but now you're not that age. So you have to be cautious to where you're skating and how you're skating, how fast you're going, and all those things, because one fall could be a major setback.
It was a major
Um,
setback for me. And I actually think now I'll go to the skating rink, but I'm going to use that senior thing
yeah.
and just I'm
Yeah.
going to give it another try, but it's going to be
Yeah.
a slow moving effort. Talk to us, if you will, about why you became so passionate about working specifically with seniors.
Yes, so I moved back to New Orleans roughly end of 2016, going into 2017. During that time, I was still managing restaurants. I was general manager of a restaurant, and I was making that transition. So I finally got hired as a kickboxing instructor
Look at that.
in, yep, maybe early 2018. And my mom, she was still working. I remember still taking her to work, and she was still doing her caregiving and sitting thing of what she does, and she'd been doing that for 30 years. But something happened on the job where her left toe must have hit something in her shoe, and it punctured, and she sat on it. So meaning like she didn't do nothing about it.
Right,
Okay,
right.
and it turned into maybe a week or so down the line.
Mhm.
It turned into much more because she was a diabetic, and from there her toe became swollen. She had a seizure, and she was rushed to the hospital. So
Wow.
from there, it was kidney failure, the seizure. They had to amputate. It went from just the toe to below the left knee, so they had to cut it off from there to get rid of the infection.
Oh my gosh.
And from there, the the latter part, well, the maybe the first to second quarter of 2018, she was in the hospital. So I don't remember much because it all just happened so fast.
Right.
But yeah, she was in the hospital for a really long time. So during that process of still working at the kickboxing studio, still visiting her in the hospital, I did become a certified trainer because I knew that that's where I wanted to take my career next. I started to work at Planet Fitness,
Okay.
making $15 an hour as a trainer. I was happy though. I was really happy that
You
I
in
was.
your world, you had already become
Yes.
a kickboxing expert. Here you are,
Yep.
and you done got it, made it big time. You in the gym.
Yeah, I'm in a gym now. So, um, but then my mom is still going through what she's going through.
Right.
Um, Fast forward to when they sent her home. She's in a wheelchair. And they gave her, so we had to put her on Medicaid and Medicare, and also she had applied for Social Security because she wasn't able to work anymore.
Right.
So Medicaid and Medicare jointly only pay for 30 days of physical therapy in home for her. So
Oh my
coming out of the
God.
hospital, you only got 30 days to say, well, you're going to learn some good balance with this one leg. You're going to we're going to build up strength in 30 days. And that doesn't
Right.
work like that. From our conversation that we just went through, that does not work like that. It takes months, years to come back to where you was. So a lot of times when I had the time, I was in there watching him train my mom. So I
Right.
was learning different techniques of what he used, like a resistant band, and most of the resistant band of what he used.
So you were
So
paying attention. You were learning and
yes,
training yourself while they were training her.
correct. Just certain techniques of what they could do, or what I could do with her, because I knew after those 30 days that I was going to work with her. So I started to work with her. So after they left, and I started to work with her for roughly 6 months, and I documented it. So she was using a resistant band. She was doing sit-ups on a couch. She was doing a lot of things that help her build up the strength.
Right.
And from starting to work with her to the end of working with her,
Mm-hmm.
she was a different woman. She had the arm strength to cook. So keep in mind, she did not receive a prosthetic leg. She did not receive any because she was older, so she had to work back on her balance and stuff, and she didn't
Right.
have all of that. But yeah, no, she worked with that wheelchair. So I worked her out from a wheelchair, and I was able to see that change over 6 months. So she was able to put herself in and out of vehicles with her arms. and she was able to go to dialysis 3 days a week because she did have kidney failure.
Mhm.
So that change really motivated me to then in 2020 during COVID to start a new fitness.
Wow. Oh, okay. So a new fitness was really birthed out of the love and adoration that you have for your mom, and just seeing her
Correct.
be able to formally get back to where she could function and not
Correct.
be dependent on whoever else, whoever she would have had to depend on to be able to make
Correct.
it in this world. So that's amazing, amazing. So I'm going to put some of these pictures up. I see this picture. Talk to me about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, well, that's at Gentilly Senior Center. That's actually one of my first senior centers that I went to start to work them out. So this program did not start without a fight. So what I mean by that is that
You
the
talk
fight
about what?
was no, I stated this program did not start without a fight. So, and what I mean by a fight is that going into senior centers like Gentilly, they didn't have the money for it. So when I first started it, I was still working at Planet Fitness, but I was volunteering my time to prove to these organizations that, all right, you have someone here who's going to be consistent with you, who's going to come and work your seniors out, and we're going to have a good time. So yeah, but now Gentilly Senior Center is now paying a new fitness, and yeah, they're one of my bigger partners now.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's see. What about
Yes,
that?
yeah, yes. So that's Kinship Senior Center. That's one of my bigger partners also too. The instructor is in the red. That's Kelly. That's my chair yoga instructor. So what they're doing here is just the chair yoga. So the first picture was a part of the chair aerobics portion of the program, and then we go into the chair yoga of the program, which is good for the stretching. So
That's good.
yes,
You all over
and
the
then
place. Look at you.
yeah, yes, yes. So this picture is from Holly Grove Senior Center. We were doing some chair aerobics. Because sitting in the chair, my mom couldn't get out of her wheelchair unless she was transferred to a couch or into bed. So having that aspect of the program is really good for seniors who cannot stand a good amount of time, and for seniors who are in a wheelchair. So chair aerobics is what we're doing there.
That's really good. And so your focus and your niche is specifically chair related activities because of the fact of your senior situation.
Yes, yes. Now the program does have those aspects to it, but the program have four modalities. So I developed this program in maybe early 2021. So 2020 was all about figuring out, all right, am I going to charge the seniors for this program, or am I going to go to the organizations and ask for the money?
Good. Okay.
So I did chose the organizations. So how a new fitness work is that we work business to business. So we work with live-in facilities, we work with dementia care units, we work with churches, we work with senior centers, and we go to the organizations and we ask the organizations to sponsor, to partner with us by bringing fitness on site for their seniors. So our program is all financed by the organizations who actually serve the seniors. So yeah, yeah, that's the change of what we're bringing is that we're not saying that seniors who are on set incomes on a monthly income pay us $100 an hour. No, we're asking for the organizations to pay us so that we could provide services for their seniors. So the four modalities of what we bring to those organizations. One is line dance. So yes,
All right.
yes.
So they're not putting their boots on the ground, right?
Yes, 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 they are. They snapping those fans, okay? So and then line dance is good for the seniors who want to stand. Like you love Zumba, you come out to 1 hour line dancing class because it consists of the standing. And then the other is chair yoga, which is good for the stretching. Now getting down to the floor and getting up could be a lot for seniors. So when you take that element out of it, you could sit them in the chair and stretch them just as well as them being on the floor. The next element is chair aerobics. So, like I explained, that's good for the blood flowing, get them sweating, but they don't have to stand because standing can be too much for their knees or they may cannot stand. And then the last and final element, so that's three of the
Hmm.
program. The last is strength resistance. So resistance strength.
Okay.
Because we need the strength as we age. So a lot of things with yes, that's the band what we use there. so
I love that
uh,
picture. You gonna strength get some strength in them
yeah,
arms.
yes, yeah, yeah, and yes, because we need that strength. You know, as we're reaching up for things in the cabinet, as we get older, the range of motion may not be there. You may feel a little stopped. That's because your body is telling you, well, you need to start to lift that arm up more. You need to lift it up more. And most of us may say, oh, well, I'm not gonna lift it up because it has some fatigue or something. No, you have to. You should. You have to move the body. You have to lift that arm up. So
So go
those
push
those are the
against the
important elements.
resistance a little bit.
Well, so what happens then once you start to work something that don't have the range of motion? So if you experience a fatigue, so meaning that oh ouch, oh ouch, oh ouch,
Uh huh.
you know, you just have to work on bringing it up and down. This may be your up and down, but then you see over time it goes higher. One day at a time it goes higher. So if you work on that consistency, then it brings it back.
It does. Okay.
So yes, yes, oh yes, you're able to recover the body. You just have to be consistent about it. Okay, you know, if you do 10 of these, so if this year up, then if you keep going for full motion up and down, you'll see how you're up go from here to here in months time. Okay, but you got to keep that consistency. So now, how I say is that if you're experiencing some fatigue and pain, those are two different things. So keep that in mind,
That's
okay?
good. That's good. Fatigue and pain are two different things. Somebody type that. Fatigue and pain are two different things. Very important. Go
Yes. Yes, a fatigue would be more so when I lift it up, you feel a difference. But when it's down and relaxing, it's just fine. You know, you may move it around, it's just fine. You know, that's just the body saying, oh, all right, you haven't done this in a long time. Let's do this a little bit more. And you'll see how that fatigue slowly goes away. Okay. Pain will be is that as I'm sitting here is in pain. You should see a doctor for that, okay? And that means that's something that is not in your control. You should see what's actually going on. It
Okay.
is bothering you when you're not even moving it. That's the difference between the two. So when you're working out and the muscles just feel a little fatigue, keep challenging yourself slowly, okay? Slowly build upon it. But if you feel like there is extreme pain when you're not working out, you should get that checked out.
I love the fact that you're differentiating. If it's tired and you can have the range of motion increase and improve over the course of you doing it, then
Yeah,
keep on exercising and strengthening that muscle. But if
correct.
it's pain when you're going to do that and you can feel sharp pains, see a doctor.
Correct. Correct.
Very good advice. Very good advice. Okay. I know, yeah. I don't know what mine is over here. I'll be like, okay, I just sent the whole sensation up to my head when I just lifted my arm. Like, do I see a doctor? Do I keep pushing through? And then, believe it or not, too, Frederick, there are times when I know for mothers anyway, where something may happen when you're giving birth. Like I
Uh-huh.
pulled a muscle. Not that you're my counselor right now, but I'm just thinking of my
Okay.
baby. Right? So I
Okay.
pulled a muscle. My clearly 17 years ago because my daughter is 17 years old, and the same
Okay.
muscle that I pulled right in this area will just trigger and it'll get like flared up or aggravated, and I'll be like, "That's the muscle I pulled when I was giving birth to Jayla." What do you recommend in any kind of situations like that? I haven't even talked to my doctor about it. I'm talking to Frederick. What in the world?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I will start with see your doctor, okay, just to make sure that it's something. But you can always judge too. You know, if it's only activated during certain motions, then you know that possibly you should work on stretching that muscle. Maybe that will help with it. And then if it's pain as you're laying down or when you wake up and those type of things, you should definitely see a doctor.
Okay, but
So
it's
you should
not.
always, oh yeah, you should always judge that by if it's continuous pain or if it's just fatigue or when I'm moving or if it's just an after soreness or something like that. So
That's good. Okay. Uh, So what are some of the exercises that you recommend? I know you've went through a few, but I'd love for you to just talk about a few more of what you recommend for seniors to be able to do.
Yeah, so the first thing of what I would recommend here is things for your knees. So we all experience those bad knees, okay? And those knees don't go bad overnight. They've been going bad for years now, okay? Because that's what happened as we age, okay?
Right,
Certain
right,
things don't work as good as they used to. Our immune system don't work as good as it used to.
right.
It's so much wear and tear. If it's from running on our knees, some of us love to run. If it's from walking long distance, all of that is a part of wear and tear process unless we start to do things that help build up the strength within the knees. So, good things that help build up strength
That's good.
is squats. So, you can focus on just squatting. Yes.
Okay.
Just keep functioning those knees going up and down, but make sure your legs are open.
Okay.
Make sure you are bending from the knees and you're not bending from the back area, okay?
Okay.
Because once you start to do that, then you're at risk of blowing the back out and when you're trying to work on the knees, okay? So make sure you're only bending from your knees up and down. And if that's too much with standing, then you
That's
could sit in a chair, okay? And you could just stand up and then sit back down in the chair, okay?
oh,
So
okay.
that's yes. So what the chair does then is just support you, so that you could take that mini break as you're sitting down, and then you could stand back up. So that's just like a squat, but you just got the chair to support you. So there's many ways of working, of trying to build up the strength in your
That's
knees.
good.
You're just going to have to start today and not think about it as tomorrow or the next day or the next week to do it. Because if you keep prolonging this process, then a knee replacement will be needed. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good point. Good point. Yeah, so we can hopefully prevent that from happening if we follow
all
some
right,
basic instructions leading up to it as a preventative measure. So I
all right,
love your website, A New Fitness. A New Fitness. I'm gonna pull it in because I want to be able to just show people. I love telling people where they're gonna go. anewfitness.com
yeah,
is Frederick's website, but I love the fact that you say your best years deserve your best health. I love that slogan. Love it, love it. So I'm going to pull a couple of these images up. All of these. These people look like they are truly having a good time.
yes, yes. And that first title, it was it it speaks because we all work so hard.
Hmm.
Uh, then to just go into retirement and to just sit at home, no more social life because we
Right.
all we all we all attach a social life to work and being young. So we don't know how to then socialize as we are retired and
Mhm.
aging. So just having that up there that's your best time. You
That's
deserve it. That's your best time to get out to explore the world. That's your best time to get in the gym. That's your best time to try different foods. That's your best time to become a chef, but just don't burn the house down, but you're cooking, okay? That's your best time to enjoy everything. Once you are retired, okay, you have no
yeah.
one else to report to, okay? You focus on you now. But um, society has lost track of that. So,
That's unfortunate.
yeah,
Unfortunate.
a lot of seniors who retire are now just sitting at home with no social life, no kids checking on them or anything now, and a lot of them are suffering alone.
Wow. I am so glad that God gave you this gift and talent because you're so passionate about it. And I'm reading here, it says, we believe that every senior deserves the opportunity to thrive, not just exist. And your programs help them rediscover their strength, reconnect with their bodies, reignite their passion for life. And give me like a testimonial or anything that's been something that you're like, now this is why I do what I do. Any success story that really stands out to you?
Yes. So, the success story what I always tell because I I find this one really impactful. There's a 94-year-old at Holly Grove Senior Center,
Okay.
and the executive director Mia, when I went there, she pulled me aside and she was like, "Frederick, such and such. stated that how your program, she loves your program, and she comes on these Tuesdays specifically for your program, is because she's 94, but she feels 17 now.
Oh, whoa! You can be telling her.
And yes, yes. But um, the the more impactful thing about it is that when you think of it, at 94, she didn't have access to fitness. Back in her day, she went through a whole lot to just make it to 94.
Right.
And now fast forwarding that, now she's at a senior center, which never had someone come out and do fitness in a way. And now she has access to fitness and something that she don't have to pay for. She just have to come and attend the class. She she feels a new life now. She feels a different life now. And that's the most impactful thing to be 36 and to say that, all right, you made an impact on someone who's 94 who may not have had access to you, or back in her day now, to have her feel that way mentally and physically is amazing. So
That's a great success story. You're gonna mess around and have some people getting married in the senior facilities. They're gonna be like,
yes.
"You look good over there."
Okay.
Like you done toned up a little bit.
Yes.
90 something.
Yes.
End up being a matchmaker, right? You never know.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
What about people that don't go to these different senior facilities, but maybe just in the comfort of their home, but they are senior citizens and they're looking for some type of exercise? Do you offer your programs virtually as well, or is it more just only in these facilities?
Well, so we do both now. We're not so heavily into the online aspect yet, but I have been working with AARP for 3 years now. I have a class that comes on every Thursday. It's called Turn Up Thursday.
Turn up Thursdays. Let's
Yes,
see. Turn
yes.
up Thursdays. Where do they? Where do
So,
people get to that?
the class is online via Zoom and it's free, paid by AARP. So you come on every Thursday from 10:30 to 11:30, and we do different exercises. It could be from a chair, it could be standing, it could be shrimp, it could be all core. You may come for an hour and you're like, well, how are you going to work my core from a chair? I'll
Right.
show you how you work it from a chair because we do not lay down. Nope, it's no laying down flat. Everything is utilizing a chair, or we're focusing on standing. So if they are seniors who live in a different state who's not able to enjoy the program here in Louisiana, pretty soon we'll be around the United States with the program. But if you are a technical senior and you could log on to that computer, visit anewfitness.com. In the class tab, you'll see the online, and you can register for the AARP class, and you can join us every Thursday.
Okay. Anewfitness.com. And what is it? Click on what tab?
It'll be the class tab,
On the class tab
and
and
then you'll see
register
online.
for the free. I'm putting it over here. Free class. This
Correct.
is awesome. Okay, let me put my glasses on. Make sure I ain't make no typos, y'all. Y'all, this is good information for you all to be gathering. Listen, Turn Up Thursdays every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. through AARP. All you have to do is go to anewfitness.com, click on the class tab, and register for the free class. That is huge. So once a week, you know
That's correct.
exactly what you're going to be doing for your exercise routine with Frederick Griffith. You don't even,
Correct.
you can go ahead and plan your calendar out for the week.
You
And
can go
one
and
day
plan
a
it
week,
out.
you already know my class consists of whatever Frederick's going to be teaching me on
Correct.
10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time through the Zoom. Yes.
Correct. Correct. Now, well, I'm on Central, so that'll be 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So
Oh,
so that'll be 12:30 to 1:30. No, yeah, 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern. So
okay. So 12:30. Let me get that. Let me
12:30 to
get that right.
1:30 Eastern.
12:30 p.m. because he's on Central Standard. Okay, till
Uh-huh.
1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, or maybe we got that backwards here, Kim. I think we got that backwards here.
Wait, hey, let me,
It's it-
let me
it's 11:30 because you guys are 1 hour ahead, so it's 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard
You're gonna make me look it up, Frederick. Okay. What time did you say? 10:30,
Yes,
10:30
so that's
Central
Central.
Standard Time,
Hmm.
and then to Eastern Standard. Okay, y'all. Technically, it's like we're taking a commercial break because I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah, so
Okay,
just
okay,
try.
yes, it's 11:30. So it's
Okay.
11:30 a.m. because
Yes.
you don't want to miss this kind of stuff that's being
Correct.
offered as a free resource. And
Yes,
you're a
it is.
senior, you may not even be able to get to a class in his city, but you
Correct.
would be interested in still learning and gleaning from his expertise. So
Correct.
it's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so I'm
Yes.
typing that, and you don't want to miss again a free class. You
Yes.
have to be a member of AARP.
No, it is free. No, it's for anyone who signs up. So once you go to my website and you sign up for it, it will just send you the links for the whole month. So when you sign up, you can have the option to sign up for which class you want to receive the link for throughout the month for the Thursdays. So yeah, you don't need to be a member.
That is, you can't beat that, y'all. I'm hoping
No,
y'all
you
really
cannot.
understand. This is go to a new fitness. What else do you want people to know today about your gift and how you're salting this earth, Frederick? I know I'm over here typing too, but I really want
Yeah,
people to know that this is something that God has gifted you to do.
yeah,
And you're a young man, in my opinion, compared to the seniors that you're serving. And yes,
yeah.
it was birthed out of your mom and her situation. But just because your mom had a situation does not mean you have to do what you're doing. What
Correct.
what do you see for a new fitness, and where you hope to go, and how you want this to blossom?
Um, well, so fast forward out of 2020. I should start here. In 2022, my mom, she got multiple myeloma on her spine, a form of cancer, and she became bedridden. And then from there, it slowly went down because she wasn't able to keep up that physical activity, and then she passed away in 2022.
Oh my!
Um,
I did not know this.
well, yes, yes. So the journey just didn't end with me helping her. It ended with her passing and me figuring out, well, how do I continue forward with something that started out of the passion for my love for her.
Right.
Um, but something pushed me. Something pushed me to really start to form how I wanted this to roll out and how I want to help a lot of seniors and how I want to help them
Right.
at a mass level. So I started to form the different modalities of the program, and I hired my first instructor to support me because I couldn't do it myself then. And then I started to look at investors. So I did find three investors fast forward into now, 2025,
Okay.
and we're still fundraising. So where do I see this business going? I see this business. We have a sales director now in the Baton Rouge area. So we have someone out there who's officially now selling the program.
Yes.
We walked into during his first week of training, we walked into six random places and they all say yes. And one of them was a nursing home. And
Okay.
when you walked into this nursing home, if you saw the seniors just rolling around and just not doing anything to compare to what we could bring there as professionals.
Right.
And this activity director was just so happy. It's just because now we could bring something that's different for for their for their residents there, and that's what I see this program. This program will live around the entire United States. We'll also be training other instructors on the program and how, and so they will also take trainers out of different areas and turn them into instructors who are able now to take care of seniors in that area. Is because that was me. It started with me. I was a regular personal trainer who had to slow down my routines and not think of a muscle head that I'm training and think of somebody who's 80 years old
Right.
that I'm training. So I turned into uh, a different trainer who's able to now take care of his senior community. So that's what this program will do around the United States. It'll help a lot of trainers who may not have that skill to help them transform into a senior fitness instructor then who are now helping seniors within their community. So, yes, in the years going forward, this year is all about the spread throughout the state of Louisiana. So, we're in over 40 centers now.
Mhm.
And then from there, we're aiming
40
for
centers, that's huge. 40
yes,
centers.
yes,
And you
yes,
just recently started, and here you're already expanding to 40 centers. And I'm sure going to go, if you walk in any senior facility around the country, or you have a representative, not like I'm your agent, but if
yeah.
you had a representative walking into all of these different senior facilities around the world, you would have a business that would never fade away. It would never fade away.
Correct. Well, no, because we all have to get older. Like I always say, either you're aging or you're not. And you know what you're not mean? You ain't here no more. So which one you prefer? You prefer the
Right.
age or you prefer to not be here anymore? So I much prefer to be on the living side until the Lord calls me here. So I
That's right.
prefer to be on the living side, but also helping
My
the
God.
people who are still living, who are aging, because I'm 36 now. I'm only getting older. It's not going down, it's going up. So I'm going to need something like this in the future, is because the regular box gyms, they're phasing out a lot of the senior programming.
Right.
The senior programming are getting smaller. A lot of it is targeting the younger, is because they're seeing that, oh, if we sign this senior up, we're not going to make any money from it.
Hmm. That's amazing. That is amazing. And you know what? I'm actually seeing over here on your Facebook page. I was trying to see if I could find a picture of your mom, but I haven't been able to find one. But but I will say that, yeah, I will say that based on me just seeing some of the things over here on your Facebook page, that I love the fact that you don't really have respect of person. That's for me. That's so important, that in life
Hmm.
that we treat everyone the way we would want to be treated,
Correct.
and not just be so judgmental of people. Because it's
Correct.
through loving kindness, in my opinion, that people have been drawn to even learn more about the God that we say we serve. In different
Correct.
regards. And so I don't know why I'm saying that to you. I'm saying that because I'm a new pastor, and I think
Yeah.
it's important that everybody shows love, and not hurt or harm or judge people in that regard. And so I love the fact that when you come to seniors and caring for seniors, a lot of times people have thrown them away.
Yes.
And it
Correct.
makes my heart sad, because those are the ones that need us the most. I remember, Frederick, real quick, I'll tell you, I used to always volunteer at a nursing home. And
Hmm.
when I first started dating, I had promised this senior that I would bring her a lollipop. And so I
Okay.
couldn't just leave, because, you know, she got the lollipop and I want to sit there while she eats the lollipop. But my date was like, are you kidding me? She doesn't have teeth. You're going to sit here while she gums on that lollipop for like an hour before we go on our date? I was like, absolutely. Because I promised that I would do this for her.
Correct.
And so I don't know why I got so emotional about that. But anyway, the point is, I just think it's so important that what you're doing and the work that you're doing to care for the elderly, when people
Hmm.
have disregarded them and dismissed them, and you're taking this on as an initiative. So congratulations and kudos to you for doing that.
Well, thank you, and and there are other trainers who are out there doing it, and I just want to shout them out too. Yes, y'all keep going, taking care of your seniors in your community. We are doing it at a different level in a sense, but
Right,
we're all on the same team. Okay, and a lot of those trainers have given up because it's you don't initially see money behind it.
right.
You have to work for free, or you have to lowball your regular price to get through the door, and a lot of them don't survive with it, so they find themselves back at the gym because they're not able to
Right.
live off of what they're trying to do for their community. But
Mhm.
we're striving to change all of that too. I strive to pay my instructors a good quality wage, and show them the need of them helping their senior community and how it's needed in their communities and around the country. So, a new fitness is charging forward with a mission that I feel like everyone could support, because we all have a mother, we all have a father, we have a neighbor, we all have someone who's aging, even ourselves. And we would love for someone like you to sit down and say, well, yes, I'm going to sit with you and talk to you as you eat this lollipop, okay? And I'm going to miss whatever else that I need to do is because this is important.
That's
So,
right.
and that's the most important aspect of what I do is being committed to it, but also training these instructors on it. If you see the
That's
instructors that I hire, that I tell the story about how it begins, but then how they're going to continue the mission.
right.
It really sits with a lot of them because once they go out, they see that these seniors are waiting for the class and that they are excited for the class and that they really want the class to live in their centers. And by a new fitness coming there, we are now able to offer this to them. And then that picture right there is from a church, yeah, from the Bethany United Methodist Church. That's one of
That's
our
so
first
good.
church, and that's their church members because church members are getting older,
That's great.
and a lot of the kids are not coming to church, so a lot of the pastors are losing their older members due to illnesses and
That's right.
not able to physically function anymore. So bringing fitness to churches is important too. That's all a part of the mission.
Look at God. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you and thank you. And so a new fitness, everyone, a new fitness, life through movement is
Yeah.
what they are offering with Frederick Griffith and all of his trainers. And I see different comments that came up. I see you, Mom. My mom is on. She's a senior in her 70s. And she said, oh my goodness, what an awesome situation. Your reason and your why has turned into a legacy. You
Thank you.
are what I consider a legacy leader, is what I personally call you. So I'm just
Thank
really
you.
grateful that you are. Frederick, I will definitely be in the class on Thursday, and I am looking forward to it. Thank you so
Yes.
much. So you got a new person that's going to be sitting right in her chair, ready and
Yes.
open and willing to learn. An awesome success story. I absolutely love it, is what she said. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any of you. You'd be like, she don't put her mama's comments up, but she ain't put mine up. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to find. Oh, Samuel. Hello, Kim Jacobs, watching you live from Kibera, slums of Nairobi, Kenya. Glad to
Oh,
have
all
you here,
right.
all the way from
Yes.
Kenya. Again, the Kim Jacobs Show is a virtual and worldwide global program, so I'm glad that you all are tuned in today. I hope I didn't miss. I've seen so many comments, but I have so much stuff on the screen over here, so I hope I'm not missing your comments. If so, please know it's not intentional. Oh, hey, I see. Oh my gosh, I see KB Michelle Green. She is with the Wealth Summit that's happening in October. So you
Okay.
definitely want to check out. She helps people with financial wealth. KB Michelle Green, she said that's so true, everything that's being shared. Thank you so much. I see you all over there on Instagram too. I see you. I am Dr. Jonathan, and he is a worldwide recording artist. Pastor Stacy, I see you. And they have, actually, I'm glad that I see Pastor Stacy. Let me let you all know that if you all are ever looking to book an event venue, wait a minute here. I got too many things on the screen. There we go. Sorry about that. What's your mom's name? That's what I wanted to ask.
um, Her name is Anna Hampton.
Anna
Um,
Hampton. Okay.
yes. So
I just want to make sure that,
if I could just state this last thing here.
please.
So I do have a monthly segment on local Fox 8 called A New You with Frederick. And through that segment, I show seniors different exercises that they could do. So this coming Wednesday, I'm going to bring a 94-year-old, not that other 94-year-old, but I got another 94-year-old I'm going to bring on there, and she's going to do some simple exercises from a chair. So yeah, please follow us on Instagram, Facebook. All those videos are posted there.
Okay.
So you're able to just watch what your mom could possibly do at home.
Y'all make sure you stay connected with Frederick Griffith. He's the founder and CEO of A New Fitness. His phone number, he's sharing it here. I'll read it out loud for the audio listeners. 504-327-7048. 504-327-7048. 7048. Frederick at anewfitness.com. And the website is anewfitness.com. I did want to pop up here, and I'm going to keep this real brief, but if you are ever looking to rent space at the Brownstone Signature Events venue, this is where we hold our church services every week. Just reach out to me and I'll make sure that I connect you with the owners of that building. It is a beautiful space, and you don't want to miss the opportunity to host one of your upcoming events right in the beautiful, this is what it looks like for us for church service, but they converted for beautiful event venue spaces as well. But every Sunday at 10 a.m., we are there at the Brownstone Signature Events. If you have not had the opportunity to pour into the Kim Jacobs Show, this is an opportunity for you. Please take a moment and partner with us. This is, again, an opportunity for us to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. You can do it through PayPal, paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. Venmo is at the Kim Jacobs Show. You can even Zelle or Cash App, Apple Cash at 704-962-7161. And so that information is there if you would like to partner with us and have the opportunity to just pour into some group that's actually helping bring people like Frederick Griffith on into the comfort of your home. We're bringing balance right to your house through guests like Frederick Griffith. So thank you so much, Frederick, for being here today.
Thank you.
Wow,
thank you so much, Kim.
Better. I don't know what I expected, but this was much better than what I even thought it was going to be.
Well, thank you so much. And hopefully in the future, I'll be back. I'll be somewhere in a different stratosphere, I'll say, as in my career, and we'll be helping seniors around the United States that we can talk about where we are and what we're doing then. So.
Well, you are welcome to come back here on the Kim Jacobs Show anytime. We have Freestyle Friday experts. You can be one of our experts. You tell me what you want, and it'll happen. Okay?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Listen, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Make sure you stay connected with Frederick Griffith, our wonderful guest today, a wellness senior fitness expert that is changing, not just bringing fitness to senior citizen environments, but he's making a movement. He's creating a movement for seniors. Make sure you take advantage of everything that's been offered through him today. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you all, and God bless you. And thank you, Frederick. You are amazing. All right, everybody. That's today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye at 11 o'clock. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you, and make it a great day.